Hello, Nikori. How are you? Hello, Kavitha, Narendra. Hopefully, better luck today. I think today is fine. Yesterday I was having some issues. I forgot to charge my phone, but today I made sure that I did. And how are you, MTO? Hello, Simco, Jewelry Iced. Hello. Hi, Kavitha. Hi. Okay, so yeah, today I want to start doing it. Start my streams a bit early because if I start them a bit late, I end up getting tired. I'm good. Hope you're doing great as well. Try Eevee? Yeah, I'm going to try and use Eevee for this one. It's a nice landscape. And we're going to have to make a lot of tricks to make this work. Use a lot of tricks to make this work. And I guess we can start right away. Can I show my PC? I can't because I'm using the camera for that. But you can use specs to check the specs I'm using. So I guess we can divide this in different segments. So this was going to be our foreground, mid-ground, mid-background, and then finally the sky as our background. Yeah, let's do that. Nightbot seems to be sleeping for some reason. Let me see. Maybe I'm not signed in. Nightbot is sleeping. Why not? It shouldn't matter if I'm logged in or not. Grass, yes, grass is definitely hard to make. Is hard to make. Let me first get Nightbot here. Not that one, not with that account. Let me go back. Yep. Let's first wake up Nightbot. He will wake up. I don't know why he's still sleeping, but anyway, okay, let's he's alive. Okay, so we can start with the foreground. Like I said, I just try to match the camera, and maybe I can even drag this image in here just to make sure that we can actually see it. Okay, I'm going to subdivide this a few times, and then on the X. Okay, I can turn on proportional editing, move, basically shape this a bit, and bring it down. Pretty good. Go to X-ray mode like this. Okay, I can start working on the background sky. Just going to use nice. Hello, Burning Bright, how are you? Glad to see you. Okay, so let's create some ground, and I'm going to go to my texture folder library, which just collects all my textures in one place, so I can search for them easily. I'll search for ground texture. I don't know, maybe this could work. I'll use that as the shader for this. Should show up in here. And make sure that I have only that material. Okay. Can you make Cyberpunk tutorial? Maybe next time. And yeah, maybe next time. So okay, so this is going to be our ground. I don't need any of this alpha, and the normal map can be a bit less. Can go to the sky, use the Nishita sky, add a sky texture, use the Nishita sky. Okay. Be somewhere like that. Bring the elevation maybe to 20. Okay. Now I'm good. Okay, let's see how we can tackle this grass. So grass, I'm going to make it kind of modular, just basically creating a separate mesh that I can have a shrink wrap on. Like that. The projection can just be project and the Z like that. I'm wondering if I should use the hair system or something else. Let me see if this will render properly. If we go to the hair shape, okay, so if it doesn't really do render hair shapes as I want them, simple but cool. Yeah, very simple, but it's also complicated to make. So let's try and maybe make a grass blade that we can use. I don't know if we should use grass blades. Let me see. Do I have anything here in my library? Yeah, I have these. Maybe I could use these instead of using a hair system like this. Let me create a new plane. Now this is should have my grass. Let me play with the grass material here and see. No need for the bump. Just keep things simple. What's your thoughts on AI art? You think it will replace a 3D artist? Well, it's already showing potential to do that, so yeah, it's kind of concerning. It is definitely a concern. I mean, because even this image we're trying to work on, and I would have done it in I don't know, less than a few seconds with a prompt. So it's a big concern. I think we can find some grass blades on Google. So let's search for grass blade texture. Something that could work. Let's try this. Try that. Let's try grass blade texture. Let me see. Trying to look at this, see what's the best approach for this. Yo, thank you, Noe Konto, for subscribing. Thank you. Anyway, as we think of an approach, let's set up the geometry nodes for the grass and see. Sometimes we just need to see the grass in a bunch to see how it's going to work. So let me call this grass blade, and this is my emitter. Emitter. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to drag the grass blade and do an instance on points. Distribute points on meshes, and just instance on points. Just then have these instances. They are not facing the right direction, so I'm going to use align Euler to vector. Just drop it here, so I can connect the rotation, and sometimes I also the rotation there, and I just connect this to the Z. Yep, just like that. We want some random scale. If I have this player here, for some reason the YouTube player, when you minimize its window, it stops playing music. Okay. Art in its core is something unique, original, meaningful. Referencing and copying doesn't give unique ideas. Artists are not going anywhere. Artists might evolve a bit, but still there will be artists. Yeah, artists will never stop existing, and that's not really the issue. It's the artist jobs that are kind of making this concern, that are making people worried. And all your points are correct. The only issue is that the final consumer of the art will not be able to tell whether this was created by an artist or by an AI, and so that's kind of risking a lot of artists' jobs. If it was easy to tell from an art piece that this was generated by an AI, then a lot of people wouldn't be worried. But it's very difficult unless if you are really looking and you know what you're looking for. I want to rotate these instances randomly. So I'm going to use a combine XY. Just put a random value for the Z. I guess this would be the Y. Yeah. Okay, let's see how the sun affects this. Get the original grass blade. Now let me just expose this density here, and I'll save this as scene. What do you guys think about AI? Are you worried as well? Because it's kind of concerning for me. And most artists, I think. But some artists are not worried, are not concerned. Okay, so we have this grass. Now, making it look like this is going to be a bit hard. So what I'm going to do is, have you seen the front page of ArtStation? Yeah, I've seen that. It's like a demonstration. I don't know if it's still going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, yesterday the entire page was filled with uh, this image here. But I guess now it's going down. Because people were kind of demonstrating because most of the images that ArtStation was featuring on the homepage was AI generated. And yeah, you can see that it's still going on. Yeah, so I have made a render from another angle of the war engine. Nice. I'll make sure to check that out. Okay, so to make our grass look a bit more like this, I think we can do, because you see, this grass doesn't receive a lot of I want to say shadowing. So we can try and mimic that. Let me get the original grass blade and just use an emission shader. And I guess we don't need all of this set up here. We can just use the grass texture for the alpha channel. So create a gradient. Let me see, texture gradient, a gradient. I want a top bottom gradient, so I'm going to rotate this on the Z axis, negative 90 degrees. So we have a top to a vertical gradient like that. Going to give it some colors, and I want to do the tip could be a dark green, a bright green, and basically like what you see in the reference image. Like that. I will laugh if AI starts generating AI images when people use trending on ArtStation prompts. And I'm sure some of these those images, someone must have used an AI to generate some of those. It's possible someone could be trying to pull off a joke and generate some of those crosses or stop signs with an AI. Sometimes if you think of something, someone else has thought of it and actually gone ahead and done it. So yeah. Do you have experience with game engines like Unity or Unreal Engine? Yes, but not much. And I'm hoping that I could explore them a bit more when I get my new setup. Now I want to use a diffuse. Let me see. An emission. Yeah, already have an emission and a transparency. Blend these two. This is going to go in there, and this alpha channel or alpha mask can go here. Stopping AI art is like stopping someone who made a car fueled by water. I am concerned also, but we will adopt like we have adapted geometry nodes. Yeah, but it's this time it's kind of tricky because this is new territory. It has never happened before. Even when computers were introduced, it wasn't as different as painting using your hands. It wasn't that much different. You still had to use some sort of skills, and your theory, art theory, or whatever knowledge you had was easily transferable. But this time with AI, yeah, it's not really transferable. So that's the main concern. Why can't I see this? So I have this. I have the emitter. This is transparent. Interesting. Why is this not working? Should be inverted. Okay, now you can see now our grass is starting to look a bit like what we have here, which is nice. How many months or years did you take to learn Blender fully? Full Blender? Well, even up to now I haven't learned Blender fully. You can't learn Blender fully, I think. It's a very large program that's very hard to learn like that. But yeah, I've been using Blender since, I want to say, 2010. Actually, maybe not. I'm not sure, I don't remember. But about 10 years. AI is copying other people's art and creating something new, but I don't think it's gonna replace real artists or real art or artists. Well, different people define art differently, and myself, my concern is that while we as artists may be able to tell the difference between what AI has done and what humans, real artists, have done, a lot of art consumers won't be able to tell the difference, and probably won't even care whether it was generated by art, and that's where the big concern is. Now, I want to keep these tips colored like that, and I think I can use a random on object info. Yeah, the topic of AI is really interesting, and yeah, it's not something we can escape, unfortunately. I want to use a randomness here. That maybe just blend. Because I want to have those. If you look at the tips here, they have some color to them, and that's what I want to do. So I think I can achieve that. Actually, this here can just simply be a black and white. Okay, no. I want this. So this would be the bottom, and yeah, the tips, so the tips can be bright like that. But I only want this for. I want the tips to be on, not on all of them. So I think I can do. Let's first see how this looks. Yeah, you can see the tips are getting some color, and I guess we can have it like that. Okay. Hello, community members. Hello, Top Channel 101 community members and attendees. What is today's session program? What are you modeling? Can you give us an idea about this project? Thanks, regards. Hey, Mohammed, Taufik. So we're trying to make this in the same style as this is. So we have started with the foreground, and we have the mid-ground. I would like to call it the mid background, and then the background. But we're starting with this portion here, the grass. and yeah, basically creating a grass shader using geometry nodes, and then just doing this. Yeah, let me see, can I increase the density? So, and just duplicate. So we want to create this path, so I think I can just do that with this. And the reason why I'm using this setup is because I can, instead of, because most people just have the grass on on the ground or on the surface everywhere, and just use something like weight paint to determine where the grass is. I find that a bit difficult to control, so that's why you see I'm using this grass blade, and I'm just moving it around this patch of grass, moving it around to determine where the path is going to be. I think it's more effective, is a more efficient way to do this. You don't end up wasting a lot of resources, well, a lot of, yeah. Let me see, maybe bring this. Okay, this needs to kind of drop off a bit, quite a lot, and maybe this could be rotated. Yeah. AI is replacing graphic designers and illustrators and animators and level designers. Job market is grim in that field. Yeah. Already getting jobs is has been quite difficult in the field, so we don't know. Hello, what are the life cycle project process steps to follow in order to generate the final scene render? Thanks. Like every project is different. It depends what you're going to do. So if you're working, different projects just basically require different approaches. You rarely use the same approach unless if you're working with a team that have set some limitations, or some that have a pipeline you have to follow. But for most projects, especially if you're working alone, you're going to end up just doing things differently every time. Volume is quite low. Let me check. Low. Nope. I see. It's supposed to be this here. Okay, let me know if that's okay. Hi, can you give some advice for beginners from zero? Yeah, just watch a bunch of tutorials. It's the best way to learn anything, and maybe you can take a few courses, online courses. That can also help, since they are usually more structured than tutorials, than YouTube tutorials. I would recommend that. Okay, it's okay now. Good. Okay, let's add more grass on this side. Thank you, KKOS. Okay, Kos, for subscribing. Another thing we could do is let me go back to the original grass. Actually, let me have it in a collection called BK for backup. And thank you guys for 20 likes. I appreciate that. Hello, man. Nice videos. Thank you. I recommend you start with modeling and mapping a mug. And if you're mapping a mug, that would be a good start if you're a beginner. Okay, now I want to, what was I trying to do? If you look at this grass here, let me first get rid of these lines here. You can see that they have this effect where it's kind of like a gradient, where the grass that is closer to the camera is a bit greenier, and this here is a bit whiter. I think that's an effect we can achieve with the Fresnel effect, or the Fresnel node, or layer weight. So let's go to this blade. Hello, did you use any add-on plugins or API libraries for this project? If yes, can you mention it and type it in the description window panel? Yeah, I'm using this texture folder, but it's a very simple add-on that I made myself. It just lets you import any textures. So for example, if I have textures in my library, say for concrete, instead of doing a lot of steps to search for the concrete, I just search for it and just hit import, and that will be imported into Blender. And basically, I was actually going to talk about it here, but this is the add-on. It's called texture folder. It's my own add-on, and if you want to support the channel, you can get it. I'll be leaving the link. The links are already in the description if you want to check that out. Is your work related to 3D? Most of the time I'm just freelancing. I don't have a full-time job because I have way too much work on my hands. Thank you, MTO. Yeah, you can find all my add-ons on that link that MTO has kindly provided. Okay, so like I was answering you, but I'm a freelancer, so yeah. Basically, this is what I do most of the time. I do some programming on the side and make add-ons and 3D models. So I was trying to achieve this effect here. Basically, have more green here and then brighter grass on there. So to do that, let's get a Fresnel effect or layer weight. So let me search for layer weight. And I think you can see the mask we are trying to create already. I want to see if there is a different way we can approach this. What if we have, because the layer weight may not give me the effect I'm looking for. So let me see. Let me try and see if I. So it's giving us the mask, but not easy to control as I want. So let me try having an empty. Like there. Go back to this grass. Use object coordinates. I think I can use. Can I use the object info? Object info. No, not that. I can use the. Can use texture coordinates. These here. This is just me trying out something. If I select that, I want to see if I can get the distance between the camera and that object. So I can map these together using the vector math and figure out the distance. So this and this get the distance. Let me see. Camera and empty. So there's that. Let's just go with the Fresnel and see if that will give us the effect we are looking for. Okay, so we just have to add this to this. So I'm just going to use this as the factor now. Gradient. Yeah, so the gradient works per object, so it wouldn't really work here. And since these planes are per object, they wouldn't really work here. What would have worked best is so you're saying a gradient. Let me show you what I mean. So you see the gradient works per object, and we want something that would work on everything at once to create that gradient. Height map. Height map I don't think would work here. Let me change this to add. Hello, what are the modeling techniques used for this project? It's what I'm showing here. Okay. Hello there. Can you tell which add-on you're using for textures? I'm using texture folder. This add-on here. The link is provided in the description. Can you join the object into one and create a gradient? Yes, I can do that, but then the problem would be that I have joined the objects into one object. Then that means I will lose control over how that would work, how any customization I have here. I wouldn't be able to just move these around, but that gives me an idea. Maybe we could go to geometry nodes, because we're using geometry nodes to create this. And so if we combine Banning's bright idea of using a gradient, so let me see. We could, let me see. Let me go to see what textures they have here. Do they have a layer? No. Trying to think. Because we can preview these nodes. Actually, I don't think it's going to work. That wouldn't work. But we for now we can. Another way we can try this is go back to the shader, editor. You can go back to the shader editor here, and we have animation shader. We can blend it with a translucent shader like this. Maybe just a bit of translucency. We don't want too much. And if we have an area light or any light, let me see if that would give us what we want. Yes, I think it can. Now, yeah, you can see now if we have a light, we can use it to create some that effect as well. Hello, did you use the matte painting technique as a diaporama fixed to the background landscape for the project scene? I'm not sure what you mean, but if you're asking how I got the image into the camera, you just drag the image into the camera and it will set it as a background. I think this effect is something we can just forget about right now, and continue with other things. We can come back to this to that later. Otherwise, we might end up spending too much time on this. I want to have this same perspective here, like this. Actually, let me try just using a single mesh. My chart is not. MTO, remind me, how do I switch this to subscriber mode only? I'm forgetting. Allow comments, allow disable show comments from. Oh, okay, I got it. Got it. Okay, yeah, we have a bot, but that's okay. We'll take care of them as they come. Okay, so we have that. Now let's add some detail to this path. You can do several things to make this path look decent, but one thing we could do, let me first make the ground surface a bit darker, and I don't need all of this setup. Let me first make the ground dark. So let me see. I need an RGB curves. No, curves. Yeah, just like that. One thing you will notice is that to make this look like a proper road, they have these kind of I want to call them road trails. So we're going to fake those. We're just going to fake them like this. So we can have a plane with a lot of subdivisions. And first apply the scale, a lot of subdivisions. And the subdivisions are just to make sure that we can use a shrink wrap on this, and so that is projected onto the surface like that, shade smooth. And now this, I can unwrap this, set up a new material, and I can actually just use this texture here. So I'm just going to copy it directly onto this. So it's basically the same texture, but what we can do now is use something like a gradient, a texture gradient, a gradient texture, whatever you want to call it, like that. And I'm going to use color ramp to create a mask. Like that. Yeah, a mask like that. And I can break up this mask a bit. So let me show you. I can go to the settings here, make sure this is alpha blend, no shadows. And how did you proceed to generate the green grass of the landscape field? Yeah, you can rewatch that part because it was a few steps, very difficult to re-explain, to take a bit of time. So we can have this and use this. We can keep things simple and just use a diffuse and a transparency material, and this would go into the transparency. So I need to switch these. So you can see, and now this can be our texture. I can already see the trail needs a bit more subdivisions, and it should always be above. Let me use project Z. So you can see it's kind of erosion, like it's like a erosion in the road. let me just offset it a bit. Where is this? Yes. Now we can even select these edge loops, make it seem curved. I think we need to shrink it a bit to kind of force perspective. Thank you, Azex8, for subscribing. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Yes, unwrap. We need to unwrap this, but I think we need to make you would have to make sure that this is straight. Let me first reset these UVs and unwrap using active element, full active quads, so that this is let's look at this gradient. Interesting. Why is this gradient off? And this has to be UV map. Okay, so we need two trails, so I'm just going to duplicate this. Yeah, so something like that. Okay, now let's go to the, I think my grass is a bit too large or too tall. So let's go in here, use a vector math, change this to scale. Thank you for answering questions, my previous questions. No problem. Hello, what are the render engine? EV Psych. I'm using Eevee. I'm using Eevee. Yeah, we can try and make this grass short. Let me use copy to selected. Just bring the density up so that we don't have as many gaps in this. Perfect. Now the background, or the mid-ground, we are going to do a few tricks here. So let me see. Okay, that's our mid-ground. Other thing first, let's add a grass texture. give it a grass, some grass texture. I use my PBR. Oh. Okay. Then let's add some mountains in the back. Looking for something here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let's just add some mountains in the back. I think we need to extend our view distance for the camera, maybe to something like 1000. Add in some volumetrics. One thing I can do is just make this setup quite simple by just using very few meshes here, and maybe let me just join this into a single mesh. The density can be 50 and just scale this up so we don't have too many. Okay, this I need to change the color to something it can be a bit difficult to show distance at let me try raising this up a bit. Maybe putting this down. Let me bring in my sky. Okay. Okay, now it's starting to look like something. Like that. What are the setting up dimensions for the fixed landscape background scene? Dimensions, I'm not sure what you mean, but the resolution is 1920 by 1080. That's what I'm using. Maybe you can try elaborating more a bit on your question. Hello, Sam VFX. How are you doing? Okay, so now to make this look like a large scene, we are going to need some trees like that. So let me see, can I use any in my library? Because let me see, tree. Tree. I have a few different types of trees, especially. Let me use this here. It's an anime tree. At least it has an anime shader. It's quite large. Okay. Where is it? Bring that back in. If I isolate it, make it editable, because I want to use some of its pieces. Let me come here. Make this editable. Grab these. Okay, I just wanted the ability to just control the colors a bit. Let me just parent this back. Yeah, the colors, we want them to be something like this. So yeah, I think I'm starting to like that. And I can use this bunch here. Okay, what is going on? I need this in the center of the world. So that I can just have it in a collection called tree and just reuse it easily. Okay, that's a nice tree. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a simple tree, and I think you only need a few adjustments and it can fit most scenes. That we need a few of these trees just in the distance. And let me see, tree. Also want this piece here. I can use this as these trees. I don't know if they are pine trees, whatever type of tree these are. So clear parent. And these could use a different plane. Let me see. This one, I want it a bit stretched. To create a different style of tree. So okay, not exactly what I was going for, but I don't mind that type of tree. I'm going to create a new particle system. Play with the rotation a bit here. Just and just keep things simple. And you can see that this road continues on. So what I'm going to do is just try that with these here. Just going to change their shrink wrap object to be this. Yeah, you can see that that makes the road look continuous there, which is, I think, a nice touch. Create a few bushes like in the reference image there. And I can also again duplicate this. This time around, let me just use one. Just trying to add some details in the mid-ground. Yeah. We'll probably need more grass in the foreground, but increasing that can slow down things a bit. Yeah, maybe I can go in the tree. Now in the BK collection, get this grass braid, change the material a bit from alpha clip to from alpha blend to alpha clip, because alpha clip is usually a bit faster but doesn't produce the best results. It's not really as smooth as this, but yes, we're not really going to be able to get that in a small time frame that we are working with. Anyway, birds. Oh yeah, I think we do have some birds. This should be animation shader. I try to animate this a bit. Yeah, extend this road a bit. Yeah, like how this is starting to look. Let's see, if we reduce this, let me go back to the shader here. Just bring back the original object. And just give it I see. Just offset. Animate the plain bird. Yeah, so I don't think they can even be seen here. The birds. Let me see if I move this sky up. Maybe just bring this bush. How you getting that cartoonish look? It's a combination of a lot of things, especially with shaders. I'm using a lot of emissive shaders, and yeah, it's a bit hard to explain because it has been a process. I'm totally, yeah. I think this looks good. The reason why I'm not going to animate the birds, because if you animate them, it's just going to be a plane moving just from one direction to the other. There won't be any birds flapping. It won't be visible. It won't show that the birds are actually flying. Let's see, can we animate the grass? Let me see. If we go to the object here, we can get the time. Actually, we just need to randomize the rotation. Let me see, rotation. Yeah, we can randomize the rotation of this. I guess I can grab. Can randomize this. Let's play with use the frame. The frames as the maximum. Yeah, we're getting the animation, but that's too much wind. What we could do is just, let me use a math node here and divide this with something like 10. And I also want to kind of clamp this so that the wind doesn't go too much. Doesn't go up too much. So actually I could use maybe a math node with say a sine wave. It's giving them some rotation. And we definitely don't want it to be too much. Thanks for the info. I'm quite new to 3D stuff. Nice, nice. How long have you been using Blender, if I may ask? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with that. Let's see. Let me play with some colors here and see if we can get this to look, to give it a different look. Maybe turn on bloom. I think that's okay. Anyway, hello, how do you proceed for the camera track movement? Did you set the parameters or left the default ones? The camera movement, I just set to keyframes. So at the first frame, I just moved the camera there, and then the second frame, the last frame, I just moved it forward with the keyframe recording on, and that gave me the forward movement. Yeah, there's a lot we can add into the scene, but I don't want to make the scene too heavy. So yeah, and the scene is going to be available on my Patreon page if anyone wants it. Just make sure I save a backup copy. Maybe look none to medium high contrast. medium high contrast. Ah, okay, that's also good. Okay, anyway, let's try finding something, another type of anime, another anime scene we can work on. This looks nearly identical to the one we have worked on, so let me see. And try and search. Search for something else we could work on. Maybe this. There are a few things I want to pick from this project that I want to reuse. Anyway, we can just start from scratch. Anyway, so let's try making this. This one here. Let's try making this one here. Nearly the same techniques. We can again use the sky texture. Let's go to the render here. My render, please check. I'm going to check it when I'm ending the stream. Burning bright. Or maybe let me see. And yeah, if you're new here, we have a Discord server that you can post your work in, talk to us, stuff like that. Let me grab a sky. Where did you send it? At Critic? Oh, nice. 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 I love your texturing especially. Nice. And yeah, the tank is well detailed as well. Great. Maybe this I don't know how it's called. This wheel. I'm forgetting. You could maybe add a bit of detail there, but overall looks amazing. Epic, man. MTO, you still here? Nice work, man. Yeah, and I like the light casting, kind of creating these long shadows from the house. Yeah, that's a really nice touch there. How the light is coming from the inside and then creating shadows. Amazing work, man. Hicks. Yeah, a lot of people at different levels. Nice. Can't see the cut-off plane, but other than that, good work. This. This is good. Yeah. The only issue is the clouds are kind of cut off here, but yeah, epic render. Yeah, clouds are tricky, a bit tricky to work with, to work on. So let's try this again using the same techniques. So plane. I'm going to give this go here and go to my texture folder, search for some ground texture. I'm going to use the same material that I used. Yeah. Was it actually this? Could we try this? You have posted on Discord? Sure. Where have you posted it? Oh, unknown? Nice. Nice. It's quite a lot of detail, which is great. I like the volume, how you use the volumetric to kind of create, to focus on the table set here. Amazing work, man. Nice. And these Christmas details up here, decoration details. Nice. Yeah, you can send in your work in Discord and no problem, burning bright. Where's my music? Hi, first watching your Blender stream. Thanks for joining us, Zen Hao Weng. Thank you. Okay, so same technique. Let's create a plane. Let's find a grass texture. This time let me use maybe this. Create a new material. Let's create a simple setup here. Where is my audio music? Okay, unwrap this. Let's look at this texture. Okay, so that's it. We're going to use, again, transparency and emission. Muhammad, you're asking me how I created the other material, the grass texture. I don't know if you're still here, but this is how. And thank you guys for 41 likes. I appreciate that. Okay, so we can use this as the factor. I don't know if this, does this have an alpha? Yeah, it does. So we can use that. Use alpha clip for the shadows as well. And this is going to be our base color. So that's going to be our grass piece. And just make sure that origin is at asset selected. Origin is at the end there. Again, we need to create a plane that is going to have our grass. We can give it a shrink wrap. Like this. And go to geometry nodes and set up basically the same thing. Actually, I can just, do I still have the original project? Yeah, to save on some time, I'm just going to go to the other project. Sometimes it slows down the PC when you have two Blender projects opened. So I'm just going to copy this, paste this in here. That would also bring this ground material. Okay, let me see. This is our original grass. I want to change it a bit. Maybe let me first remove the shrink wrap. Let me change the shrink wrap to be this object. This one now. I can get rid of this. Okay, so this is where we are at. I can. The only thing I wanted to change was this grass object here. So I'm going to go to geometry nodes and just expose this object. Let me call this scene 2. And now with this, I wanted to use the second grass blade we have just created. This here. Like this. Let me put it in a backup collection. Okay, now we just need to adjust a few things about this shader. Let's go back to the shader editor and make this path a bit shorter. Or a bit closer. And I think for this one the camera is a bit up. Let me just go with this grass blade we have already created, because we might spend too much time on doing something that we have already finished doing. Okay, let's add just a few settings here. Make the sky a bit more warm. Okay, now we also want to give it the same kind of material or look. So you come here, make something like that. Should it be something like that? Now we can find a house that we could use here. I have plenty of those in my library. Let me see, which one should I use? One that fits this style. Bring in a sun. Let's add some mountains again. Mountains in the background. Although these seem like cliffs, so let's try making cliffs out of these. Yeah, something like that. We need a few subdivisions. And we can also use a decimate modifier to reduce on the resolution. Just like that. Yeah, so this is some sort of cliff. And we can use the constant offset to add cliff detail. Maybe make that a bit smooth with a smooth modifier, but all this should be in the background. Ah, nice. Blender Studio just released their new short movie, Charge. Ah, that's amazing. I guess I will watch that after this. Check that out. Add some volumetrics. I didn't know that. Is that the one about the thief or something like that? I will have to check that out. Okay. I think I need to separate these pieces. The house we have here doesn't fit. So let me look for another house. Have this Japanese style. Buildings. I can add some trees like before. Actually, I can just copy them directly from this project. Maybe from this stream you can import your house with a similar to reference image. Your house which is similar to reference image. My house? Nah. Okay, let me see. That would be a cute house. I wouldn't mind living in something like that. Let me paste the tree. Okay. See, I like how it's positioned. Yeah, a tree like this really changes things around. And let me change the colors a bit. Where is going to change the color for this make it green as well. And I can also copy these road markings. I think they'll also help add some detail to the road. And let me first remove. Okay. And make this a bit darker with curves, RGB curves. So that the road markings kind of stand out. And I think I might have to mirror them on the X. And this geometry here shouldn't show. Maybe this is too dark. Yes. Get some house. Yeah, maybe these cliffs can be taller. And the bodymetrics here can be more stronger and have a kind of a thick forest. I can go to this grass emitter because this grass is lacking shadows. I can use a diffuse. Because I also wanted to capture some shadows. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name, but appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for the 46 likes as well. Thank you, guys. Okay, so yeah, let's the other thing we do need here is okay, this should come here instead. Yeah, so now this should capture some shadows. It shouldn't be just shadeless. And there may be, it should be a bit shorter. But that then means we need more density. Maybe some ambient occlusion, some bloom, some sky. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, add some. No, I don't like how these houses are looking here. Let me find some different type of house. Let me try this. You're a blender artist too? Ah, nice. Are you using it for a job or just a hobby? Let me try maybe this house. You work for a company? Ah, nice. That's amazing. What type of company? Acvis? Amazing. How difficult is it to get into Acvis, in your opinion? Like what is expected of someone? I always wanted to get into Acvis, but yeah, it's not really an easy field to enter without some sort of client base. Oh, you learn Unreal too? Nice. I want to get into Unreal. Maybe make some of the scenes we're making here inside Unreal because of its real-time capabilities. I think it would make things more interesting. Let me try something different. Nowadays, I'm modeling in Blender and rendering all in Unreal Engine. Ah, that's nice. And before, where were you doing the modeling from? Now we can do a camera pushing in. It's a nice small village here. To do movies in Blender with cycles is time killing. Yeah, yes, cycles is a bit slow, but the updates, they're working on updates that might make it a bit faster. Yeah, have my fingers crossed for that, hoping it would make things much faster. But yeah, Unreal is ages ahead in real time. I think we can overexpose this, have some bloom on. Play with that. You should do a video 4K, 250 frames, 24 FPS. You render under 2 minutes. Yeah, in Blender that would take a few days. Definitely take a... I like this preset. Hey, this is another add-on of mine, Quick Functions. Gives you access to a few things. But I really like this. I appreciate how it is making things look. Maybe we can also animate the clouds a bit. Just give them some movement. Yeah, in Blender it's a lifetime, but good stuff. I remember my country, Japan. Nice. Where are you now, Zomo? You're no longer living in Japan. Okay, let me add some barrier. Not these. Fence is what I want. Fence. You know, something like this. What? Now that, let me try this fence. Maybe it should be let me try this. Yeah, like that. And as we end the stream, because I'm about to end this, you can check out Epic Preset Cloth Pack, which is a library of clothes. You can see masks, ties, whatever these are, ropes, buttons, women clothes, men clothes, anything you can think of. Links are in the description. There's also a tutorial on how to use it and everything. And if you want to do to remake scenes in that you have from real life, and you want to match your camera with the reference image, camera match is an amazing perspective plotter is an amazing add-on for that. It helps you align your 3D camera, your Blender camera, with the camera that was used to create the image you have. It just uses a few points to match to do that for you. So yeah, links are in the description. Let me see. Yeah, so this is the first render we did. Let me see. Let me try it. I'll go to reunion. I'm not sure I understand. I know that. Let me see. In Japan, but I want to go other country to study culture. Oh, you are in Japan. I see. Nice. Like, what countries do you want to travel to? Oh, like this as well. Yeah, so this is the first render we did. And let me see. Thank you, Ricardo. So let's play with different presets of color and see. So that there is that, and this. I'll do you, Ricardo. Don't worry. I'll do that. Okay. Let's see. Different presets here. And thank you guys for 50 likes. I appreciate that. Let me try out. That's also not too bad. Not bad. I like that brightness. Let me see. the different angles. Yeah, you can see it's a very simple setup. We don't use too much. We don't use too much resources. Just fake everything instead of just making a large environment. Let me see different angles. I'm gonna try a different preset here for this as well. Since these scenes usually look better when they are a bit overexposed. Reset. Maybe reduce. Still like this unphased version. Okay, I think I'm going to end the stream here. And if you want to check out other stuff, you can go to blendereverything.com. Let me see if I can give you the link here. Website. Yeah, you can go to Blender Everything, and I have free models, free geometry node setups, and everything that you might need. You can see there are several things you can that you might find useful on the page. So yeah, make sure to check that out. So today we have streamed for 2 hours. Tomorrow I may stream, I may not, but anyway, thank you guys. I'll